Hi everyone, it's Sunflower Spirit here, and I'm here to do your weekly reading. I hope you guys are having a good day. Hope you're having a good week. It's almost July, so let's see what messages we have. Um, Keeping in mind that we do have, I'm sure you've heard about the eclipse happening in a couple of days, and then Mercury goes retrograde in about a week. So let's see what's going on. Let's see what energies we have coming out today. What messages, please, do we have for everyone who watches this video, please? What messages do we have today for everyone who watches this video? All right, messages, please. What do we need to know? What does everyone really need to know? Messages do we have, please? We have the Six of Swords. We have Justice. What other messages do we have, please, for this week? Other messages. All right. We have the Ace of Cups. And then we have the King of Swords on the bottom of the deck. So what I'm seeing here is there's there's sort of this need for, with the Justice card here, there's sort of this need for equality, for balance. It's also sort of, I do see, because we've kind of had a theme recently with a couple of readings with that limbo space or holding the space, or kind of like that tension. And I just see that in this card just because we have those two pillars and they're very dual. One is black and one is white. And, this person here, she's kind of in the middle of that with the Wheel of Fortune right above her. So there's sort of some sort of like change, some sort of needing to find that balance between the opposites, between maybe opposing forces or things that are going on, maybe opposing emotions, could possibly be opposing emotions, because then we have the Six of Swords. So you may have made a decision to move away from something, or you are thinking about moving away from something, because what's really interesting about this is we have the Justice card between the Six of Swords and the Ace of Cups. And the Six of Swords shows me that there is the thought process going on about possibly moving away from something, but the Ace of Cups shows me that there's also this other force that's kind of like having this new beginning, like starting something new, maybe starting something that's going to be very fulfilling, maybe starting something that's very aligned with like emotional growth and expansion. We do have, cups are generally symbolic of the emotions. So this is like starting something new, kind of having a new beginning with that emotional. And you can also see this cup is between two mountains. So it's kind of similar to, how this person is between these two pillars with that Wheel of Fortune. The Wheel of Fortune is really about change and using your intuition, you know, waiting on divine timing, waiting for the right time, being patient. And then we have the King of Swords. So the King of Swords is kind of about, being strong in all this, like holding your stance, really being able to, have that mental clarity where you're like, nothing's going to really shake you at this point. You might be in some sort of, in between state or limbo state, but it's like with the King of Swords, it's like just holding that stance, like, yep, I got this. I know what I'm doing. I'm getting clarity. Um, maybe even getting the communication or starting that communication that you want with this. So yeah, that's really good. So I'll clarify these and see if anything else comes out. But I'm really seeing a big need for, there's still maybe balancing something out, maybe possibly like a decision or um, I don't know. I just see like a lot of strength, and I know we don't have like the strength card here, but that's kind of what I'm seeing with these cards together is like the strength to really, start this new beginning, like trust yourself, know that you have this new beginning, like be able to balance it out enough so that you are able to move away from the things that you don't want and towards the things that you do want. And it's, with the King of Swords, like I said, it's about that mental clarity of um, remaining strong, remaining determined in the way that you go about it. Um, Especially mentally, it's really about that intellectual part of, really thinking about um, how am I going to achieve this with the best, to have the best truth, to have the best success with it. Because the Six of Swords is really successful either way, if you're moving away from something or if you're moving towards something. And the Ace of Cups is also very successful, as in, starting something new. Um, and then it's kind of like, I do see, with the Justice, there's still some of that. Kind of holding this space. Like, I'm not really sure. I'm still kind of waiting for the right time. I'm waiting for things to kind of fall into place. Um, but then also kind of knowing that you kind of create your own destiny in a way too, just with the choices that you make. And that's what we would call, free will. Because there is divine intervention, but there's also, divine intervention can only go so far with free will, and we each have to be, responsible for that. So let's see. I'll clarify these cards and see if anything else comes out that will be helpful. So please show me why the Six of Swords is here. Why is the Six of Swords here, please, for today? We have the Ace of Pentacles. Wow. Okay. Why is the Justice card here, please? Can you please show me why the Justice card is here? Why is the Justice card here, please? Wow. We have the Ace of Wands, and then we have the Nine of Wands. Okay. And why is the Ace of Cups here, please? Why is this Ace of Cups here? Why is this Ace of Cups here, please? We have the Fool. And the King of Swords, we have the Empress. Yeah, okay. So yeah, and a lot of these cards that just came out are kind of just saying stating again in a different way what I just said. So yeah, with the Six of Swords, it looks like, you're moving towards some sort of new beginning, and not only that, it's gonna be some sort of stable beginning. It's also going to be something that will manifest in this 3D material world. So it's going to be, like it could be like financial security, like a good secure job, being able to feel secure in the 3D world with the physical realm. With the Justice card, we have the Ace of Rods and the Nine of Rods. So yeah, once again, new beginning. And this is about passion. This is about motivation, determination, really something that's inspiring, something that's inspiring. So yeah, once again, new beginning. But then it's like with the Nine of Rods, there's some sort of closed offness to this. There's some sort of maybe even resistance or um, defensiveness, possibly. And so I think that's why we have the Justice card, because it's like, you know that there's this new beginning. We see the new beginning. I have like multiple cards here on the table that show me that there's a new beginning. Um, but then with the Justice card, it's like you're still hanging in there. You're still kind of like trying to get it all balanced, trying to get yourself, you know, in the right, like waiting for divine timing, possibly possibly feeling like you're between this. And so this is why you feel like you're between these energies, because we have, on one hand we have the new beginning, which it looks like there is definitely potential for that, like absolutely potential. But then it's like there's something that you're like closed off to still with this new beginning. And so this is kind of what you're feeling with this opposite tension here, with this opposing forces, this duality piece. With the Ace of Cups and the Fool, yeah, absolutely. This is a new beginning. Once again, another card that shows new beginning, the Fool. And so this is about really, like taking this leap of faith. You need to let go of this. Um, you need to let go of this defensiveness, or, whatever's holding you back, and really just trust. Really just like take that first step and trust, because I see so many, this is about, like I said, this is starting a new adventure in growth, in spirituality, in your emotional development. And so it's just about really like trusting now. So trusting that wheel, trusting in the divine, trusting that you're supported by the divine, by the universe, by God, whatever, whoever you like to call it. And with the King of Swords and the Empress, absolutely. I said the King of Swords was, standing strong, like really using your head, being very thoughtful about how you go about this. And the Empress is all about growth and expansion. She's all about abundance. She's all about like living the good life, like when she comes up, it's really about, you know, it's really about that growth, that knowing that you are supported, kind of like I said with a Justice card. And it's interesting because um, with the Justice and the Empress card, the astrological sign of Libra shows up, and Libra is all about that balance, all about that. It's kind of like trying to, so it's very interesting to me that both of those cards came up. But yeah, it definitely looks like there's a new beginning, or there's potential, but it's getting out of, it's really letting go of whatever this is, whatever's holding you back, whatever you're not allowing, because there's some sort of thing that's kind of like you are closed off to something, or you are like you need to open yourself up. There might be some sort of blockage, like there could be some sort of blockage with your chakras or something, but that's the only really thing. It looks like everything else, the universe is like, yes, take this new beginning, new beginning, new beginning. That's all I'm seeing with these cards. It's like moving towards something, moving away from something else, new beginning. Ace of Pentacles, new beginning. Ace of Rods, new beginning. Ace of Cups, new beginning. And just recognizing that you are supported, that you are, um, yeah, that you're supported. So I think I'm gonna pull a butterfly oracle, because these are about life changes. So this could possibly, sometimes when we're closed off, it's about change, and change is hard for everybody. Um, you know, I think I've mentioned this before on this channel, but that's the number one thing with clients is coping with change. Sometimes, I mean, 90% of the time, that's what I talk about with my clients is how do I get through this? How do I move past this? How do I move forward? And it's all about like that coping with change. How do I become okay with this uncomfortable, reality of change? And so, that's why I'm gonna pull a butterfly oracle, because these are about change. So what other messages, please, do we have? What other messages regarding this spread? What other messages? We have family changes. All right. Family changes. So let's see what it says. This card comes to you with the announcement of a change in your family. You needn't worry about this shift because it unfolds with divine blessings. Yeah, that's what I was saying with the Wheel of Fortune here. Trust that you and your family are entirely watched over and protected by God and the angels, and this change only arises because it is the free will choice of those involved. I said that too. Your role is to keep steady prayers that everyone chooses the path of God's love. Then release your prayers with faith and love. If you need to take action, God will clearly guide you and support you all the way. While change can seem threatening in the long run, it always works out for the best. And so it is with your loved ones. Truly, this change will bring you closer together and bond you in new ways. So that is a beautiful message. Hopefully, this was helpful for you guys. Thanks so much for stopping by. I really appreciate it. I hope you guys have a fantastic week.